Hello and welcome to another political dialogue program. This week we're gonna have a very important guest from Delhi. He is a former Indian Senator, dear Aneel Hegde. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So it's been an honor to guest you in our studios, in Medya Haber TV studios. Thanks for coming, first of all. I'm wondering, how do you see Kurdish leader Mr. Abdullah Öcalan, his paradigms? How does it look like from miles away, his struggle, so his ideas? What would you like to say about that? Let's start with that one first.
When I heard about Abdullah Öcalan, and got to know about the democratic confederalism, I started deeply understanding about his concept. And I have been immensely happy that he considers that nation state is responsible for all ills in the society, and it is primarily responsible for capitalism, it is responsible for patriarchy, and it's responsible for environmental destruction, and more than that, his concept of village republics. It is like what our Mahatma Gandhi in India used to talk of village republics. Mr. Ocalan has spoken one step ahead by saying that because of these things, nation state has to be dismantled, since they are responsible for all those evils. So this is why I am more and more happy to work for this particular cause.
Thank you so much, Alin. Also, you have make a question in the Parliament of India. So, what was your aim there to make this question about Öcalan in India Parliament? Also, what was the reactions after you give this speech?
Okay. My party is a democratic socialist party, and the founder of my party, Mr. George Fernandes, he has been the president of the last socialist party in India, where while he was in jail, in the prison, fighting against emergency, he dissolved that party, and I see that as a parallel. Just now, Ocalan in prison, he dissolved PKK and has called for giving up arms. My question regarding my answer is like, we have been always working for the human rights. Wherever there is a violation of human rights in the world, we have stood up, and whether it is in the case of His Holiness Dalai Lama of Tibet, the Tibetan cause, the restoration of democracy in Myanmar, where we have been supporters of Aung San Suu Kyi, the Nobel laureate, who is fighting against the military junta and for democracy inside Myanmar. Same way, even when the Bhutan's opposition leader was in India, he was in India's jail. That time we supported him. Same way, all over the world, wherever there is a violation of human rights, we stand by those people. This is our policy as democratic socialists.
Thank you very much. So can we say, like many people start to heard about Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan and his struggle, also the Kurdish people's struggle, can we say that nowadays?
He is like an often referred to as Nelson Mandela of the Middle East. People have started knowing about this. and the sacrifices he has done for the cause of the Kurdish issue, he has become the overwhelming majority of the people of the Kurds consider him as leader. So when I spoke in the parliament, I wanted people of all political parties to know about this particular issue, and I am also planning to have all party parliamentarians forum on Kurdish issue, like we already have all party parliamentary forum on the Tibet issue.
That's perfect. Okay, so we can continue our questions by about the conference that you joined in Istanbul lately. So the discussions about democratic solution to the Kurdish question and the Turkey's democratization. So what can you tell us about your experience from that conference?
First of all, I want to congratulate the DEM Party for organizing this international conference. And during the conference, I have met Kurdish people from the 4 regions, Bakus, Bashurs, and Rojalets, and Rojava people, who together collectively form the Kurdistan area. I have been in touch with people, such people, and we feel terribly pained when people for 100 years they have been suffering for this. They have been suffering, and this DEM party has done a right thing in organizing this particular conference, and I'm sure that the 27th of February this year, whatever process Abdullah Öcalan started, it will I'm hopeful that there will be a response from the other side also.
Thank you. Just because of you mentioned the 27th February, Öcalan's Democracy and Peace Call, how important was that, do you think? And what should Turkey do to take step forward about the peace process to go well?
I come from the land of Gandhi, who spoke about non-violence, and just now Mr. Ocalan, among various things, he represents non-violence. He speaks for the women of the world, and he talks about the environmental destruction, whatever is happening. So all these things during the meeting, more and more people in the conference have got to know, and there will be a lot of pressure on the Turkish government also, and I'm sure the Turkish government will soon take some positive steps.
Thank you, Alin. So you have been in Ahmet as well, and you met with many society groups as well. So how was that meetings? What was your observations from there? Very shortly, that one, please.
I'm happy that happy in the sense there I met the mayor of there, and there used to be a practice called Qayyums, who are unelected people, being hoisted upon the elected mayors. And now the Kurdish people representatives only have got elected with 62% of the votes there. And I believe they are not getting enough support from the government for development works and all. And regarding this, all of us should voice their concerns, and I'm sure Very soon, the Turkish government also will heed to the request.
Alin, I want to make the conversation a bit more deeper, so I have to ask you that what is your view on Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan's role in the peace process, and do you see any similarities between his philosophy and that of Mahatma Gandhi, who also worked for peaceful solutions? So you already mentioned, so what are the similarities with Gandhi and Öcalan?
Similarities is Ocalan speaks about village republics. Mahatma Gandhi also spoke about village republics. I represent a political party called the Janata Dal United in India, where my party, which came to power in the second most populous state in the country, in Bihar, there are 130 million population, and there are 8,400 village republics there. Out of this 8,400 village republics, 4,200, 50% of it is reserved for women. Women is the head of the village republics. This is Ocalan has been saying about this. And there is already a model in Rojava, which is very inspiring for us, where people of all ethnicities, all religions, everybody coexist, live in the village republic. So this is something people should, not only in Turkey, all over the world, people should take a lesson from this. And maybe someday, very soon, people will all start talking of democratic confederalism, where nation state, which is the main reason for all the ills, will go away.
Thank you. So roughly around 3 months ago at a socialist conference in India, which was a very big one, you adopted a resolution about Kurdish leader Mr. Abdullah Öcalan's status, and as well as the Kurdish struggle as well. So how did you come up with this idea, and how was the resolution has been received by the conference?
Okay. 90 years ago, in 1934, while India was still fighting for the independence, that time socialists had formed a group inside the India's Congress party under which was under Mahatma Gandhi. That time a group of socialists wanted to give a direction, ideological direction. So last year, a few months back, that was the 90th years of celebration of the India's socialist movement, democratic socialism. So Indian socialists have always been fighting for the removal of inequality, all types of inequalities, and fighting against the violation of human rights. And we have been in solidarity with His Holiness the Dalai Lama of Tibet on the Tibetan issue, on the Myanmar issue, on we have been giving solidarity with the Myanmarese leader of the National League of Democracy, Aung San Suu Kyi. And same way, whether there is human rights violation inside Sri Lanka or neighboring countries, there also we have always stood by them. So that is how here, when this socialist conference was being organized, I suggested to the organizers about this issue, and the main organizers met the Kurdish people's representatives. They were very happy to have this resolution, and they invited me to that program and asked me to move the resolution, and it was moved unanimously.
So we can see clearly that Öcalan and his ideas spreading all over the world. But on the other hand, there is a peace process continues in Turkey, which started by Abdullah Öcalan. And So especially the EU and the international communities, what kind of role do you think they should play to make the peace process much more concrete and continue?
All the international community should pressurize for the compliance of the United States Security Council Resolution 1325 about the active role of women in conflict resolution and in the peace process. And also the European Union verdict of the right to hope. This has to be complied with by Turkey, meaning people who have been life prisoners. For them, there should be hope of release also. This thing also has to be has not been complied so far. So the international community should pressurize for this on these issues. There are so many other things one has to do.
Yeah. Also, what should the India do and can do to support this peace process?
Yeah, like in India, my party's founder had started this all-party parliamentarians forum on Tibet, and in the early 70s. Later, through this forum, he organized the World Parliamentarians Forum on Tibet. So in which this happened in 1994, in which 82 parliamentarians, senators from all over the world came to Delhi. And look, the Kurdish people are 50 million people, whereas Tibetan people are around 7 to 8 million people. So they have been in India, this particular forum has been very active. So in the same way, we have already been talking to various political parties, parliamentarians, that we also on the issue of Kurdistan also, we should have a all-party parliamentarians forum on Kurdistan.
That's perfect. Lastly, maybe Kurdish leader Mr. Abdullah Öcalan will be able to watch this recording in the future. So what would you like to tell him? What is your message for Öcalan, and what is your message to Turkey as well to continue in a quality way about this peace process? And what is your message for peace, basically, starting with a message to Öcalan?
I congratulate Mr. Ocalan for having said about dismantling of the nation state, which is responsible for all the evils in the world. So if countries and people understand the meaning behind it, the whole world's solution will be solved. So for that, I congratulate Mr. Ocalan. Even for me, it was new about the dismantling of the nation state. I learned from Ocalan. So I am happy, and I keep talking about on this issue. And I want all people all over the world to speak about this issue.
Thank you very much, dear Aneel Hegde, former Indian Senator. Thanks for joining us, and thank you for your valuable comments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our guest this week has been from India, Aneel Hegde. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for listening to us. We will see you on the next program.